I'm Taka Hashimoto, 27 years old. I work at a publishing company downtown. Hello, I'm Hashimoto. I was assigned to do training for Miss Kanzaki. That would be you, right?
Yes, that's me.
I was assigned to do training for Miss Kanzaki. Apparently, she's the daughter of the CEO of a major corporation. Obviously, I couldn't screw things up here. Wow, she's so stylish, and those clothes look so expensive. If I wasn't training her, I would never be in a position to even talk to someone like this.
What is it? Is there something you want to say?
Huh? Oh, no. I was just impressed how fast you pick things up, is all.
This is quite normal. Anybody could do this.
Yeah. Right.
Have you been at this company long, Mr. Hashimoto?
Yeah, I suppose. Our family wasn't that well off, so I entered right out of high school. So, I guess it's going on 10 years now.
Excuse me? You only went to high school? Wow, this is the first time I met anyone who didn't go to college.
Yeah, right. That was very direct of you. That's how Miss Kanzaki was. Always direct. Said what she thought. For example, one day...
Hey, Mr. Hashimoto. That shirt you're wearing looks like it's seen better days.
Huh? This thing? Yeah. I suppose it's pretty worn out. Been wearing it since I first joined the company.
Excuse me? That's unthinkable. It's quite unsuitable in such a business environment. I suggest you buy a new one right away.
Yeah. You might be right. Sorry about that. On another day...
Mr. Hashimoto, I finished copying the document you asked for.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Is there anything else you want me to do?
Let's see. No, I guess everything is in order for now.
Excuse me, but, Mr. Hashimoto, what I'm doing now is pretty routine stuff, right? Copying and filing, that kind of stuff. I didn't come here to do that kind of work, you know.
Well, that's part of work too. You know, it's also important.
Of course I knew that kind of routine stuff is important too, but as you can see, I could finish up that kind of work pretty quickly. I would appreciate it if you would allow me to do some more meaningful work.
Yeah, right. Okay. I understand.
Okay then. I'm looking forward to it then.
Boy, who's training who? God's sake. I bet it's pretty tough to have to train the daughter of the CEO of a major company. You can say that again. You want to take over for me? No way, man. Besides, we're not even in the same department. Not possible, buddy. That's Shingo Yoshika. He works for the same publishing firm. We're both the same age, and joined about the same time. I can't very well take over your job, but what I can do is take you somewhere nice. What do you mean, somewhere nice? Somewhere we can enjoy drinks and women. What? Are you talking about some kind of shady nightclub? That's right, man. You need some stress relief. Sorry. I'm not really into that kind of stuff. Come on, man. Don't be like that. Let's go. It'll be fun for a change. I don't know about this. Well, he finally talked me into it, and I reluctantly went along with him to this nightclub. That's when I realized why he was so persistent about bringing me here to this club.
Huh? Are you kidding me? You're...
Miss Kanzaki? Is that you?
What are you doing here? Shingo, how could you?
It's your fault, Miwa. You really shouldn't have treated my buddy so harshly.
I wasn't treating him harshly at all.
Hold on a sec. What's going on here? I immediately confronted Shingo about this weird situation. Are you serious? Why didn't you say something sooner? You never mentioned it before? Yeah, well, that would take all the fun out of it, right? It turns out that Shingo was related to Miss Kanzaki. They were distant cousins, apparently. Hey, Miwa, I know how impatient you can get and all, but come on. Don't be so hard on Hashimoto. He's doing his best.
I'm not being hard on him at all. What are you talking about?
We're here to have fun, so be a little nice to him, would ya? With that, Yoshia stood up and went to another table. Apparently, there was one girl he wanted to see in particular.
Well, now that you're here, what do you want to drink?
I guess I'll have a highball. A weak one, if you will. I couldn't very well just leave, so I figured I would at least have a drink first. Don't want to pry or anything, but why are you working here?
Yeah, well, I figured you'd ask me that sooner or later.
Weird if I didn't ask.
Yeah, well, maybe.
I don't see why you wouldn't want to say. Are you in debt or something?
No, nothing like that. I just want to be self-sufficient, independent is all. That's why I'm working here.
You wanted to stand on your own 2 feet? So you're working at a nightclub? Okay.
Yeah, my dad. He always looked down on poor people, says they have no value. As for a woman, he says they should just shut up and obey men. That's the kind of man he is. My father.
Her mother was from a well-to-do family, who married him through family connections. She has no other siblings. Her father was adamant that a woman marry and stay in the home, basically to look after the family and home. But Miwa wouldn't have it, and this led to hostility between the two. A woman cannot stand on her own! That's a total disgrace! You'll regret it in the long run, Miwa!
Oh, I won't regret it. Mark my words, Dad. I'll establish a company that's way better than yours.
She had this huge argument with her father and left home. It was after that when she applied for the publishing company I work at. She did it all on her own, without help from her father.
The reason I'm working here is just to get a social experience and to make connections. Shingo told me that the owner of this club knows quite a lot of people. Business people.
What's with Shingo? Getting his cousin a job at a nightclub? I mean, really?
I'm really obsessed with fashionable clothes, and I hope to create my own line one of these days, and someday prove my dad wrong. And another reason is to help my mom out. She's been an obedient wife, never contradicting him, even when he verbally abused her.
I see. That's really commendable of you.
Huh? Excuse me?
Yeah, well, my initial reaction was, what's a company CEO's daughter working at a nightclub for? But after hearing your explanation, I understand.
Oh, yeah? Well, thanks for that. And could you not tell anybody at the office that I,
Work at a nightclub?
Please, I'll do anything. So please.
Our company's policy doesn't restrict having a second job. I think they allowed it from a few years ago. So she's free to do what she wants. But I guess she doesn't know that. Okay, so you say you'll do anything, huh?
Yes, that's what I said.
Well then, why don't we start out with a date this coming weekend? The following day. Are you serious? I figured she'd give in and say sorry, but instead, she agrees to go on a date with you? Man, I didn't know you had it in you, man. Yeah, well, it was nothing really. I just sort of tricked her. Oh, I see. Good work, bud. That's great. Yeah, I thought so too. I'm really looking forward to seeing her. The day of our date finally arrived. I was pretty nervous.
I hope I didn't keep you waiting.
Oh, hey, Miss Kanzaki. No problem. You're dressed sort of...
Huh? What's the matter? Am I dressed so strange?
She was dressed as if we were on our way to an expensive French restaurant or something. No, not strange, but just that you seem overdressed is all. It's just a date.
I don't think I'm overdressed in the least. I'm always conscious of what I wear. If I'm going to establish a high-end brand of clothes in the future, I have to wear them myself to really know their value.
I see. So this is like training for you, is that it? Okay, sounds good. Now, why don't we go to where we normal folk go? What do you say? I decided to take Miss Kanzaki to the nearby Oniglow clothing store.
Wow! The material is pretty nice, and the design actually isn't too bad.
Is this the first time you've been to a shop like this?
Well, I'm into these type of shops on occasion for research purposes, but only a couple of times. Whenever I try to enter a shop at a nice place like this, my father would reprimand me and tell me not to shop at these cheap stores.
Are you serious? That's not fun.
What kind of clothes were you looking for today?
Leave it up to me.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's more like it. You look great. How about you? What do you think?
Well, better than I thought, actually. The material is nice, and the fit is great.
All right then. If you like it, we'll get that.
You're going to buy me clothes?
Please, just do as I say. I paid for the items, and we decided she'd keep wearing those clothes I bought her today.
I really should pay you back for this.
Forget about it. A little gift for going out with me today.
But I was supposed to do anything you ask for today.
Yeah, well then. I wish you would just do as I say. Let me buy you those things. No questions asked.
Right. You know what? You're a pretty amusing guy. You know that, Mr. Hashimoto?
The next place we arrived at was a big park where there were a bunch of kids playing, and some couples walking hand in hand.
What are we doing here?
Well, it's a nice day and all, so I thought we'd have a picnic. Help me spread this blanket out.
Yeah, right.
I made some lunch. Hope you like it.
Excuse me? You made that yourself?
Don't you cook at all?
No, not really. I don't have the time or the skill. I just buy takeout most of the time, or just go out and eat.
Really? Well, I sort of envy you for that, to be honest. Wish I could eat out more often.
Wow, this is delicious.
Really? You think so? I'm glad.
Tastes so, I don't know, homely, I guess. And this park is so lively. It's strangely relaxing. This is the first time I've ever been on a date like this.
I'm so glad you feel that way. That was my intention. At work, she was always so stressed out. I suppose it came from her wanting to get back at her father, and to somehow help her mother. I guess it showed. That's why I wanted her to relax, and just forget all her worries for the day. Oh yeah, I've been meaning to ask you. Why are you so interested in starting a high-end clothing company?
Huh? Pardon me? Well, it seems obvious, doesn't it? Clothes are better when they are high quality and expensive, right?
Yeah, I figured you would say that. But whose values are those? Are they really yours?
What do you mean, whose values? To be honest, I'm not sure why I prefer high-end clothes. I never even thought about it, really. I'm being like my father. It's like everything's about money.
Yeah, I kinda thought so too. But if you want to succeed in that kind of high-end world, that's okay too. But if you really like fashion and clothes so much, it just seems like a waste to just focus on high-end, brand-oriented clothes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, now that you mention it, I suppose that's true.
Nah, I'm just messing with you. I was just acting like a cool and experienced guy. Giving you a lesson. Don't mind me. I don't know anything.
Huh? You're so funny.
I've always been pretty poor, so I know a lot of clothes stores that are inexpensive. Long as it's not high-end brand clothes, I'm your man. I mean, I have a shirt I've been wearing for the last 10 years!
Yeah, about that. I'm sorry about what I said the other day.
Forget about that. It's true. It's seen better days for sure.
But it wasn't very nice.
Miss Kanzaki apologized for all the rude things she said to me. She explained that the reason she criticized my clothes wasn't because of me or anything. It was just her love for clothes that made her say that. Nothing personally towards me. It was more out of her desire to make her dream come true.
You know what? I not only want to show my father who I really am, but I want to better myself too. So I'm going to do it someday. Build my own fashion brand. So I sure would like your help going forward.
For sure. I'm not much of a teacher, but I'll do the best I can. After that day, we were no longer the new employee and the trainee. I continued to teach her the basics of office work, but at the same time, I did some research on my own regarding the fashion industry. I just wanted to be of help to her as much as I could. According to Miss Kanzaki, she said I was one of the best marketing reps in the company, and she wanted to learn everything from me. Besides work, Miss Kanzaki was discussing business with the owner of the nightclub she was working at. Several years later, Miss Kanzaki resigned from the company and started her own business. And I also quit, and nah, not really. I stayed at the company. But we kept in touch, and occasionally exchanged information regarding business.
All right then. See you at the usual bar. Boy, do I have an interesting story for you today.
You seem pretty happy with yourself today. Come on out with it then.
Well, it was a while back, but...
Wow, this nightclub sure has a lot of pretty girls. Bring the best stuff that you got. Drink as much as you like. I got all the money in the world.
Wow, you're super rich, huh? What line of business are you in, mister?
You ever heard of Kanzaki Holdings? I'm the CEO of that company.
Kanzaki? Did you say Kanzaki? Could it be... No way. Hello, welcome to my club. Looks like you're really having yourself a blast at your daughter's nightclub, I see.
Miwa? What the hell are you doing here?
That nightclub that Miss Kanzaki worked at when we first met? She owns it now. The owner retired some years back and sold her the place. She decided to continue to run the place, to stay in touch with everyday life.
I didn't expect to see you here, father. How old are you anyways? Aren't you embarrassed coming here and playing with club hostess half your age?
You have no right to tell me that. All I'm doing is having a little fun with my money. And how about you? Running some shady nightclub. You're the one that should be ashamed.
Huh? Sir? Are you ashamed about being at this nightclub? And it's a nice place, not some shady place you make it out to be. Do you really know this place? And the owner, Miss Kanzaki, runs this nightclub and also runs a business as her second career. Yeah. Also, she gives us a lot of business advice, so we can also start our own business. She's the best nightclub owner a woman could ever ask for.
What a bunch of nonsense! You really think you can build a business and surpass me? You're being way too naive, Miwa!
All you've ever been interested in is money and woman. A pity you.
What did you just say?
Anyways, maybe this is a good opportunity.
Then she pulled out some photos and laid them on the table. They were photos of her father walking hand in hand with some club hostess. She was intent on having her mother divorce this man, so she hired a private detective to follow him and take photos of his infidelity.
Such a respectable gentleman. You really should be ashamed of yourself, father.
That was just...
I don't want to hear any of your excuses, father. The timing is just right. I'm going to send those photos to mother right away.
Please, Miwa! Don't tell your mother about this! I beg of you!
You betrayed us for years. You're finally going to reap the consequences of your unfaithfulness. Well, this will be the last time you'll be having fun. May as well make the best of it, huh?
I later heard that Miss Kanzaki's mom filed for divorce right after that. And through her lawyer, she was able to win a considerable amount of compensation for her husband's infidelity. The mass media immediately picked up on this, and he was forced to resign his position as CEO. His various businesses also suffered financial losses. As a matter of fact, the bad PR caused by all of this almost sent the company into bankruptcy. Wow. I bet you didn't expect your dad to come to the club.
I know. I was so shocked to see him sitting there. But I knew he frequented such clubs, so I figured he would show up sooner or later. Anyways, I was able to exact my revenge on him, so it turned out great.
She was able to run her nightclub and various other businesses with considerable success. And eventually, she was able to establish her long-awaited fashion brand. Is this new fashion brand going to be some high-end expensive stuff?
No, not at all. It's fashion geared towards handicapped people. I want to make a fashion line that's affordable but also stylish. After volunteering at the local hospital and working with handicapped patients, I found that some clothes were hard to put on and take off, so I thought I would create something along those lines.
That's so cool! I love that idea! Her eyes were glittering with excitement as she talked about her new business. She looked totally different from when she was all hyped up about getting revenge on her father. She seemed so charming. If you're really serious about that brand, Could I also help out in some way?
Funny that you ask me that. I was thinking about asking you to join me. If you would like, I would really appreciate it.
You bet. Don't be too hard on me, boss.
I'm so glad. Now I'll be the one teaching you.
I'm looking forward to it. I made my decision to join her company. We had a lot of work ahead of us, but I was excited about getting started.
My name is Miki Arimori. I'm 24 years old. I work for a daycare service as a home helper. Sometimes I help people eat and bathe. Sometimes I help them with their grocery shopping. Every day I'm very busy. But somehow I haven't quit. The reason I enjoy my work so much is because it's the same job as my mother's, who I admire greatly. When I was in primary school, my father died in a car accident. My mother raised me all by herself. I'm going to look after us both, Miki. Don't you worry about a thing. My mother was kind and cheerful and loved by everyone. There was a time growing up when I became rebellious towards my mom. Something quite common in single mother households. But mother was always straightforward with me, and I soon realized the errors in my ways. Miki, you must treasure the relationships you have. You must never become conceited. This is what she would always say. Thanks to her guidance, I spent most of my primary, junior high, high school, and university days surrounded by lots of friends, happy and well-behaved. I met my boyfriend Ryochi Endo at a careers event.
Excuse me, would you happen to know where the main reception is?
I think it's that thing straight after you come in.
Oh, it's that. I was expecting something bigger.
He seemed a bit aloof, but his embarrassed smile was cute. This was my first impression of Ryoshi. Hey, would you like to go around the booths together? I dragged him around the various booths, and by the end of the day, we'd become good friends. Little did I know then, I would one day go on to marry him. I started working as a home helper, and he started working in a trading company. We met a couple of times and complained about work to each other, and 6 months later, he asked me to be his girlfriend. To be honest, I had a vague feeling I would end up with him. 2 years after we started dating, Ryochi proposed to me. The meeting between our parents went by without a hiccup, and everything was going swimmingly. At least, that's what I thought. Miki-chan, I thought you said things were going well between you and your boyfriend. Yes, they are. Why do you ask? He was asking what you were like. I said, really? You're asking me this now? Ryochi was so curious of the answer, he even took a video of it. What was he trying to find out about me? Very confused, I tilted my head. Don't tell Ryochi that I told you yet. He told me not to tell you. Okay. But he wasn't the only one who'd been asked this by Ryochi. Unable to keep it to myself any longer, I decided to ask Ryochi what was going on.
Ah, somebody told you, huh?
He grinned apologetically and said, I told them not to tell you. Why are you asking around about me? Have I done something to make you suspicious of me?
I'm sorry, but I can't really answer you. You know my family, right?
When Ryochi mentions his family, there's little I can do to say back. Ryochi's family was well known and respected in the neighborhood. All his family members were doctors, teachers, police officers, and lawyers. They all had various customs and rituals. Is Ryochi checking my worth to be in his family? But since confronting him, I stopped hearing conversations about him checking up on me. However, hey, Miki, a woman called Risa Endo paid me a visit? Risa visited you? I was terrified to hear that a friend of mine from hometown had been questioned about me. Risa-chan was Ryoshi's 5-year-old sister. She's a police officer, and I believe she's currently working at the Bureau of Public Safety. Unlike Ryochi, she had a sharp eye and doesn't say much. Even though we're both women, I found her difficult to talk to. As a single child, I'd always dreamed of having an older sister, but I found Risa-san to be difficult to be around. That Risa-san was now investigating me. What was going on? Maybe because you have a lot of male friends and you once used to be quite wild? Maybe that's why they're looking into you? It's true that there was a period in my life when I was a bit wild. I'd feel sorry for myself for only having a single parent and behave recklessly. What if Ryochi decides I'm unstable? My worries only kept growing as my wedding day drew nearer and nearer.
Choosing a location for the after party is difficult, huh? How many people are coming? Miki, are you listening?
Huh? Oh, sorry, I was distracted. I kept dreaming of the wedding getting canceled last minute. I was mentally distraught.
Someone called Risa has been asking about you in great detail.
Even my grandmother called me up to tell me she'd been contacted. Apparently she took notes and made recordings with a stern look.
She seemed very serious, Miki. Is everything alright with the wedding?
Wherever she went, Risa would stare down the person she was questioning and interrogate them about me. People began to suspect I was involved in something shady. I grew up in a single-parent household with little income. I didn't have the best upbringing, and there were times when I rebelled. But I never hurt anyone or stole anything. I never committed any crimes. And since taking my mother's advice and abandoning my carefree life, I've been living honestly and as a good member of society. I began to worry that all the precious connections I developed until now might begin crumbling.
Miki, you look pale. Are you okay? If you don't feel well, you should go easy on yourself.
It's fine. It's, what do you call it, marriage blues? I reassured my worried-looking mother with a forced smile. I told myself everything was okay. Come on, I can do this. There's no use thinking about the past. I must focus on the future. And before I knew it, it was the day of the marriage. I still have no idea what that background check was about. Fortunately, there were no accusations from the Endo family, and the wedding went ahead. Does this mean I've passed? Or are they going to hold things against me later on? Are things really going to be okay like this?
My university friend's forgotten to prepare the entertainment.
Ryochi is looking super relaxed in his tuxedo, and I find it annoying. Risa-san was wearing an elegant navy blue dress. She seemed even less friendlier than usual. The chapel service ended, and then we moved on to the wedding breakfast. The bride and groom were introduced, toasts were made, and speeches were delivered. Everything was going smoothly. Ryuichi left his seat in between the speeches. Now I was alone. I let out a quiet sigh. Will I really get along with his family? Just at that moment, the whole venue went dark. One of the female staff members came towards me and led me to a different seat on the guest side. I don't remember this being on the schedule.
Take a look at the screen, madame.
A screen appeared behind the tabletop I was sat at. As music played, writing appeared on the screen that said, "To my beloved Miki."
Miki-chan, congratulations on getting married! I'm looking forward to continue working with you. Miki, congratulations on getting married! You beat me to it. I also want to get married soon.
It wasn't just messages from my colleagues. What? My hometown, the school I went to, the coffee shop I used to go to. All these places I grew up with appeared on the screen.
So this is the playground where Miki was dumped for the first time. I would like to thank the guy who dumped her.
Ryochi visited each place and introduced them one by one. Was this why they'd gone around asking about me?
Miki is a very dear friend to me. Ryochi-san, you better not upset her.
Really, congratulations. I wish you both a long and happy married life. Suddenly, tears began to well up in my eyes and I couldn't stop crying. Ryochi suddenly appeared from nowhere and was kneeling on one knee beside me.
Were you surprised? My sister and I went around asking your friends and family in order to make this video.
But everyone said they were interrogated.
Oh yeah, that was my sister's fault. All the videos she took sounded like she was interrogating them, so we had to record them again.
Could you not bring that up again, please? I'm sorry about my resting angry face.
Risa-san also came towards me and apologized with a pained expression.
It seems like I scared your friends and relatives.
I thought you were conducting a background check. I was worried the wedding might get canceled.
No, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to cause a misunderstanding.
Risa-san hugged me and said,
I'm just so happy to have a beautiful sister like you.
Risa-san! Risa-san and I held hands as we watched the rest of the surprise video. I cried so much I couldn't tell what it was about, but the important thing was I became more and more happy. The reception became a truly heartfelt event and one I will never forget. I'm confident now I'll be able to get along with these people, both Ryochi and the Endo family. I'm going to make a happy family, Father.
My name is Shinya Ueda. I'm 30 years old and I'm a salesman working for a company. I recently got a promotion and both work and family life are smooth sailing. There's something that's been troubling me a little bit. What? You and Yumi are going to Rika's house again? Yes, so what? Did I say something funny? I already did my homework. No, I mean, it's totally fine if you want to go, but my son Yusuke seems to be spending a lot of time with girls these days. Hanging out with girls again? Don't you have any male friends? No, maybe popular with the girls. My son, who's small and girly, does look like a pretty boy. I hope he's simply being pampered by girls, but could it be? But this wasn't the only thing I was worried about. Oh, a text from Tomo? Her meeting with the client is going to take a long time. My relationship with my wife Tomo, who is a writer, has been strained. We've been busy with work and we were having our differences. I'm going to Rika's then. I'll be back by dinner. Okay. I sighed as I saw Yusuke off. I was feeling anxious, as if my family was moving apart. That night after dinner, I came home and told Yusuke what was bothering me. So I'd like to get close with Mum a little better. You're good with her, right? Do you have any good ideas? It doesn't look like you guys get along though. How about a surprise party then? I see. I'd never done or thought of anything that clever, so I decided to go with my son's idea. And Yusuke and I began to plan. However, even during the preparation period for the surprise party, I was bothered by Tomoe's suspicious behaviour. Tomoe tends to leave her phone face down these days. She gets contacted often too.
Hey Shinya, I'm going out for a bit. I might be late, so I'll see you later.
What? Oh, okay. She's gone. Where's she going? These days, Tomoe's taste in clothing has become a little more flamboyant, and the kind of cosmetics she wears seems to have changed. She's always on her phone and she doesn't make eye contact. She talks much less than before too. On this day too, Tomoe said she had to work and went out even though it was her day off. Hey Dad, did Mum go out again? When is she coming home? She said she'd be home early. Seems like she's busy lately. Tomoe is beautiful and stylish, and she was very popular in school. Is she really at work? Is my wife bored with her husband looking for stimulation? Thoughts like that popped up in my head. I could probably find out by calling the company, but it wouldn't be good for them to know I'm snooping around. No, this isn't good. How can I not trust my beloved wife? I've been working so hard around my schedule so I can take time off. I came home late more days than ever before. By the way, our anniversary is coming up soon. I plan to surprise her there. That day is a weekday. I told Tomoe I'd be home late from work and took a half day off and planned to sneak back early. Yusuke's cram school schedule was also secretly changed to accommodate the surprise. On Sunday afternoon, 3 days before the surprise, Yusuke and I were preparing for the party. Party decorations are ready. 3D cut flowers, paper balls, garland. Yusuke, you're good. For a guy, how can you make such detailed and cute decorations? I don't think it matters if you're a guy or girl. Anyone with papers, scissors and glue can make them. As I was puzzled and impressed by my son's dexterity, the front door opened. Wait, I think Mum's home. She said she's having dinner with friends though. Me and Yusuke hastily hid the decorations we made under the table.
I forgot something. Handkerchief? There we go. I'm off.
Tomoe, coming back in a hurry, waved to us and went out again. I was kind of curious and looked down from the balcony. There on the road in front of me? Who's that slender man? He put Tomoe in the passenger seat? Could that be a friend? Tomoe always had a lot of friends, but could she really be cheating? Later, Tomoe texted me saying, I'm going to be late today. I'm getting more and more worried, but our wedding anniversary is just around the corner. I couldn't make a big deal out of it right now, so Yusuke and I had no choice but to order pizza for dinner. That day, Tomoe came home from the dinner party around 9 PM. The day of the surprise was finally here. I left the house as planned, telling Tomoe that I'd be home late. All good. All I had to do was meet up with Yusuke on his way home from school in the afternoon. Tomoe said she had a meeting in the afternoon. In the meantime, I can sneak back home. It was time for the plan, so we went home secretly. Me and Yusuke went back to our room, hid our shoes, and started getting ready. Everything's ready. I made sure all the decorations could be put on with ease. So they're just taped double-sided. You really are handy, Yusuke. You think so? Reckon her friends are much better at this kind of thing than I am. Meanwhile, the evening came quickly. I'm sure Tomoe will be back soon. And finally, I heard Tomoe's happy laughter from the front, as if she was on the phone.
It's okay. It's okay. My husband and son are not here right now. Come on. Don't be shy. Come in. Come in.
When I sneak upstairs to check through the window, no way. Tomoe was with the slim, handsome man I saw from the balcony that day. What's going on? I have to hide for now. I can't let Yusuke see this scene. I took Yusuke and hid in the bedroom, but...
Oh yeah, the dress we were talking about arrived. Come here. There's a mirror in the bedroom.
Oh no. Yusuke, get behind the bed quick. Tomoe brings the handsome man to the bedroom with a nonchalant look on her face, and right in front of him...
See? The design and the color are pretty nice, right?
Yeah, it looks good on you.
Right? I'll try it on.
No way. Tomoe's getting changed right in front of the guy? Tomoe takes off her clothes with nothing to hide. The guy's looking at the dress he was left with. They're so intimate. Damn it, I can't believe Tomoe was actually having an affair. As a man and a husband, my pride was already shredded. I couldn't take it anymore, and Yusuke's here too. I have no choice but to stop it before it comes to a decisive moment. I jumped out from behind the bed in front of them. Hey, you guys!
Ah! Shinya!
What the hell is going on here? Explain.
And Yusuke? How come?
The handsome guy was also frozen by the suddenness of the situation. Tomoe, you were going out with this guy behind my back, and you brought him into our house?
No, Shinya! This man is...
Shinya-san, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. I'm Yoko Mori. It's been a long time. We haven't met like this since your wedding.
You met several times before our marriage. Shinya, we were college classmates. That's Yoko.
Uh-huh.
See? I told you that one of my best friends had a sex change operation the other day, right?
What? Oh, I remember now. I remember her telling me that story. Yoko has a gender identity disorder. Her mind is male and her body is female. She and Tomoe had been childhood friends since elementary school and were supposedly best friends.
Actually, I wanted to talk to her about Yusuke, so I've been contacting her and seeing her often.
It seems that Tomoe was also worried about Yusuke, who plays with girls all the time and is a bit feminine. Oh, I see. Tomoe, you must have had the same worries as me. Long time no see, Yusuke. Don't you remember? You were this small when we met before. Yusuke bowed and said hello. He then stared at Yoko for a while. Can you tell? I was a woman until recently. Yeah, I can tell. I can't tell you exactly, but... my mind and body didn't match my sexuality. I've always struggled with that. Yoko always felt uncomfortable when changing, when using the restroom and when changing into her clothes. She says her first love with a girl. She confessed to her, but she told her it was weird. Yusuke, her mom is worried about you. You having the same kind of trouble I am? I didn't know Mum was worried about that. Wait, you too, Dad? I nodded. Well, in my case, it was a little different. Then Yusuke started laughing. I'm a guy in body and soul. You don't have to worry about me. No, but it seems like you've been hanging out with a lot of girls these days. I was actually asking them for advice too. I've been consulting with them about a surprise for Mum and Dad. Apparently, Yusuke was originally planning a surprise for our wedding anniversary. I wanted to surprise you both, but Dad said he wanted to do something for Mum. So he prioritised my proposal and just went along for the ride without telling me. I'm good with decorations, so I had a lot of fun while I was getting ready. Are you sure? You're not uncomfortable with your gender, are you? No, I'm not, but if I ever have a friend who's struggling with something like that, Yoko-san, please let me talk to you about it. Sure, leave it to me, if it's okay with you. Then we split up and decorated the room. Wow, the room is all decked out.
Really? By the way, I didn't think you and Yusuke were planning for a surprise too.
Me and Yusuke too? Tomoe pulls out a neatly wrapped present from her bag.
It's a photo frame. I've been really busy too these days, so... we haven't been able to spend much time together because of work, right? So I thought I'd at least...
She bought it for me to put a family photo on my desk or in my locker at work. Tomoe, I'll see. Thanks, I'll put it up for sure. I got a little teary-eyed. Dad, are you crying?
Oh, don't cry.
Oh, because... Come on, let him cry. Thank you to Yoko-san. Please call me Yosuke for now. After all, the most feminine of them was actually me. When we asked Yusuke-san to take a family photo, all three of you smile and laugh. I'll take a picture. Cheers. I had a feeling that our family was moving apart, but apparently I was worrying too much. After getting over this, well, maybe I'm exaggerating when I say getting over it. Anyway, we're gonna be okay. I feel like we have a relationship where we can talk openly about anything. To Moe and Yusuke, I'm looking forward to our life together.
My name is Kayori, a housewife who just got married last month.
I'm home. What's for dinner?
Welcome back. I've made nikujaga. Learning how to cook hasn't been easy, but my husband seems to enjoy my cooking. Every day I was very happy. Before getting married, I worked as a receptionist, and he worked in the sales department of a major company. I was very surprised when he insisted I give him my phone number. Despite being on a promotion path, my husband never looked down on anyone, and whenever we met in private, he was always very nice to me. Gradually, I fell in love with his kind, loving nature.
I promise to dedicate myself to you. Will you spend the rest of your life with me?
I agreed to my husband's proposal without so much as a shadow of a doubt. Little did I know then that this was to be a terrible mistake.
I would like you to quit your job and focus on housework.
My husband's salary from a major firm would be enough to support the both of us. There was no need for me to work. This was his reasoning. I enjoy my work and would like to continue regardless.
We're not pressed for money, and plus, you'll have to quit when we have a child anyway, right?
After discussing the issue, we decided I would leave my job and focus on housework. And that's where we're up to now. But looking back, things were already not quite as they seemed. I was having a bad feeling.
We're having guests tonight, so can you have some alcohol ready?
Since becoming a housewife, my husband would often invite his boss and clients round to the house. In addition, my husband's behavior slowly began to change.
Didn't I tell you the boss is coming tonight? This food is embarrassing. Make something else.
But we have no ingredients left.
Then go buy some.
Whenever we had guests, he would demand I prepare lavish feast. If I looked unhappy at all, his mood was sour.
What was with your attitude today? Are you trying to lower my performance?
I'm sorry. I'll be more careful next time.
You better be. If the deal doesn't go through because of this, it's your fault.
This is what he'd say to me. He also started getting annoyed at the smallest things.
I told you my suits have to be dry cleaned every day. I don't feel like eating fish today. Make me something with meat.
There are times when I'd answer back at him, I'm trying to please you, but you have to tell me these things in advance.
So you're saying I have to explain everything to you?
That's not what I'm saying.
You have no right to an opinion. You only went to high school.
It's true. I only went to high school and was never good at studying. In contrast, my husband was an elite salesman who graduated from a famous university. But did I deserve to be treated like this? Where had my kind and loving husband gone? All of this began to make me distant.
Inoue-san, I'm so jealous of you. You have such a beautiful and clever wife. Nah, she may be pretty, but she's not very considerate. She's sufficiently pleasant to look at, though, so she does make a good drinking partner.
By now, my husband began to openly insult me whenever he'd drink. He proudly explained how unworldly I was and how he's had to re-educate me. I would smile and say how grateful I was to my husband. That was the general flow of things. But I can no longer stand this humiliation. Mikayo-san, stop talking bad about me.
Why not? It's the truth.
Please, I'm at my limit.
Are you aware of who pays the bills around here?
Yes, but...
You enjoy your current lifestyle thanks to me. Is that not true?
No.
So quit being so ungrateful.
I left my job because my husband told me to. Not because I wanted him to earn for the both of us. The following day,
Ue-san, you always have such a wide selection of alcohols. Would it be possible to get a tour?
the man at our house was a salesperson from a company my husband was doing business with. Looking proud, my husband began explaining the various alcohols he had. All of them had been handpicked by me. In reality, my husband did not care about the quality of the alcohol so long as it made him drunk. He then picked up a famous French wine and said,
This is a delicious Chilean wine with a deep body.
Noticing our guest's confusion, I stepped in to say, I'm sorry, my husband must be a little drunk. This is a French Bordeaux, known as Classified Chateau. I then realized what I had done. As I expected, after our guests were gone, my husband began screaming at me with the intensity of a forest fire.
How can you humiliate me like that? Have you forgotten the favor I did by marrying you?
I was just worried you might say something embarrassing.
You think you're better than me, huh? How about you earn more than me before you start complaining, you dumbass?
Earn more than me? These words echoed in my ear. Fine. Well, maybe I will earn more than you then. 3 months later.
Hey, I told you an important client is coming over for dinner today. Where's the food?
Not to worry. I've ordered sushi.
Sushi? Not bad. I'm impressed.
There's something I would like to show you.
Show me.
I showed him my phone screen.
A current account? What's this number?
My husband could not hide his surprise at the figure displayed there.
How have you made so much money?
I hadn't told you, but when I was young, I used to work as a hostess at a gentleman's bar. I was the #1 hostess in my area. I was earning much more than your average salary man.
Hostess?
Yeah, as you said, I don't really have any qualifications, but I do know how to entertain. So I've started doing that again. Are you surprised?
Well, yes.
You said it yourself, right? If I have a problem, I should earn more than you before bringing it up. I've made 4 times more than you. So let me tell you this. I want a divorce. I can't live with an asshole like you. Is that clear? My husband was so speechless. Just then, the doorbell rang. My husband's guests had arrived. Let's talk after they'd left. That night was one of the most enjoyable nights I'd had in a long time. My husband remained uncharacteristically quiet.
So you were the #1 hostess in your area?
It's a little embarrassing, so I intended to keep it a secret. But now my husband knows, I guess there's no use hiding it.
Look at your husband, getting a catch like you.
True. Hear me out, Maya-san. My husband is horrible.
Horrible?
He treats me like a slave. The other day, I'd spent ages making dinner, and he turns around and says he wants to eat something else.
Huh? That's not very nice. It's not like that. Let me explain.
He says that those who don't earn money are scum. So I had to return to hostessing, even though I vowed to never do it again.
You chose to return to hostessing!
You're pretty lame, huh? The woman who you insulted made 4 times more than you. I guess that makes you even less intelligent than a high school graduate.
Hey, that's enough! Stop it! Calm down, Inoue-san! You can shut up!
My husband pushed away Maya-san and grabbed hold of me. That's when Maya-san called the police. Until the police came, my husband, who was out of his mind, continued to berate and insult Maya-san. By this point, any residual feeling I might have had towards my husband completely vanished. Following this incident, my husband's reputation in the company descended into the gutter. He was taken off of the promotion track and given a less demanding role. Within 6 months, he was sent to a regional office. Given he physically assaulted a client, it's a miracle he wasn't fired. I hired a lawyer, divorced my husband, and demanded alimony. I had no intention of staying in the nightlife business, so I started to look for work. I found admin work at a small 15-person trading firm. Going back to work, I realized I like working. Next time I get married, I'm going to make sure my husband is okay with me working. But I don't think I'll get married for a while now.
My name is Satoshi Murakami, 49 years old. I've been a staff member of this orphanage since I was in my 20s. I've taken care of many kids. Today, I would like to talk about a kid who made a special impression on me. His name is Kosuke Igawa. Kosuke came to our facility more than 10 years ago. He was still in the upper grades of elementary school at the time. At the time, flooding was frequent. Kosuke lost his mother when a landslide occurred on the mountain behind the house. Kosuke's mother was just under 30 years old at the time. She had no other relatives and left her hometown after graduating from high school to work part-time. One of Kosuke's misfortunes was that he did not know who his father was. His mother never revealed anything about Kosuke's father, not even to his obstetrician or her new friends. Kosuke had no relatives who would take him in, so he was sent to the facility where I work. It was his grief over the loss of his parents that drove him. As Kosuke became accustomed to life at the facility, he began to exhibit more and more of his bad boy characteristics. Hey, Kosuke! Don't make the younger one cry!
It's her fault. It's not my fault.
And with that, he would run out. I really had a hard time with Kosuke, because he was selfish and was bigger than other children in the same grade.
He hit our kid again. Please, do something about it.
I'm so sorry! I will scold him severely, so please forgive him! Our guidance was in vain. Kosuke became naughtier by the year. And yet, Kosuke hated himself.
Just throw me out of here. I'm a kid who was born unwanted.
Kosuke has a scar on his forehead from the disaster. Because of that, other kids would tease him about being a Yakuza kid.
I don't mind being called a Yakuza. I was born and raised in an awful environment anyway.
Kosuke, well, I know it's impossible to tell you not to worry now, but just don't hurt yourself. Even though I tell him things like that, I know myself that those words don't mean anything to him. I wonder if there is any way I can make Kosuke change his mind so he can take better care of himself. I was worrying like that every day. Soon, Christmas was approaching. It was Kosuke's last Christmas as an elementary school student. I don't remember what the reason was, but that day, Kosuke started to act up, and the Christmas party was about to get messed up. Kosuke, will you stop it?
Then give me all the sweets you have around there. Then I'll disappear.
When the time came and Santa Claus made his appearance, Kosuke...
Santa Claus. Pfft. Stop trying to fool children. I'm gonna rip off your true nature.
He grabbed Santa Claus, but Santa grabbed Kosuke in his arms and easily shoved him down. Haha, Kosuke! You picked the wrong person to pick a fight with!
Hey! Ouch! Ah! Let go of me! I said, let go of me!
That scar on your forehead. I see, you got hit by that flood. At this time of year, the self-defense forces come to our facility to comfort us. The Santa Claus is actually a SDF member. What did that SDF Santa think? He then took Kosuke outside and they talked alone for about 10 minutes. Besides Santa, Kosuke seemed to be crying. We watched quietly from afar and dared not to interrupt. And ever since that Christmas, Kosuke became quiet, as if he had changed. His impulsive and violent personality completely disappeared, and he suddenly became a quiet man. He took his studies and athletics seriously and achieved good grades, and was willing to help the staff. I and the other staff members were quite surprised by Kosuke's change at that time. Thank goodness for Santa Claus, huh? I wonder what he told him.
More often than not, adults on the outside give them opportunities to change. Well, for us staff members, that's a little sad though.
Kosuke went on to high school with excellent grades, and during a guidance session, he said,
I'm gonna join the self-defense forces. I wanna be someone who can protect the weak like me in the past.
Kosuke took the test and passed. He became a member of the self-defense forces, which he had longed for, and left the facility without incident. Even after he left the facility, Kosuke wrote to us from time to time. The letters were full of words of gratitude. A few more years later, Kosuke informed us that his units had been dispatched as part of the support for a typhoon disaster overseas. Kosuke, who lost his parents in the disaster, is doing his best to help others who are going through the same situation.
That's admirable! We need to do our best too!
I agree. Kosuke was becoming a good man, and we were proud of him. And the busy but fulfilling days passed quickly. And one day, after a few more years, listen up everyone! Kosuke just sent us an invitation to a wedding!
He's getting married?
The facility was buzzing with the news. His partner seems to be a woman from the same self-defense force. The staff spent the next few months in an upbeat mood. On the day of the wedding, when we arrived at the wedding venue, the place was filled with the atmosphere of a self-defense force's wedding. The bride and groom on the welcome board were in tanks, and the welcome bear was in camouflage too. The attendees were generally well-built, yet somehow calm. We were happy to be seated in the family section. Kosuke, sitting alongside the bride on the dais, was calm and gentle, and had become a very fine young man.
I can't believe that's Kosuke! He grew up to be a good man. Thanks to the STF Santa Claus that day, I wonder how he convinced Kosuke.
Then I noticed a name tag with an unusual name on the seat next to mine. Mark Taylor. What? A foreigner? I wonder who he is. Just before the ceremony started, a foreign man appeared and took a seat. He even waved at Kosuke. I looked over at my colleagues. Apparently, none of them are acquainted with him. They all shook their heads. I convinced myself that he must have been an important part of his life as a self-defense forces member. I am more than happy that Kosuke is now able to build a new relationship with someone like this. The ceremony went smoothly. Since both the bride and groom are self-defense force officers, the sideshow was all about the self-defense forces.
Hey! What looks like an honor guard is marching in. How gorgeous! Now one member blinked an eye. That's the real deal.
Even Mark Taylor next to him seemed to be enjoying the sideshow, and even clapped his hands and laughed at one of them. I wish I could speak English too. I would have talked to him and asked about his relationship with Kosuke. And finally, it was time for the groom to give his final speech.
As many of you here know, I lost my mother in a flood when I was very young.
The room, which was still buzzing, became quiet in an instant at Kosuke's words.
I was taken in by an institution and spent the rest of my life there until I graduated from high school.
The image of Kosuke as a child flashed in my eyes. Smiles, cries, anger, there were so many things.
I grieved over my circumstances, and I was so rough that I caused a lot of trouble for all the staff members. It was at that time Santa Claus showed up at a Christmas party and told me,
"Do your best to repay your mother for risking her life to keep you alive."
That Santa Claus was the very same self-defense official who saved my young life on the day of that disaster.
Kosuke's mother said that she used her own body as a shield to protect her child from the collapsed walls of the house. Me and my colleagues were crying before we knew it. We didn't dare ask him what he talked about with Santa because we thought it was Kosuke's precious memory. On that Christmas party day, Kosuke learned the truth and was truly reborn.
Having never known my father, I spent my time tracing my mother's friendships to find him.
And apparently, they found out that his father was an American soldier killed in Afghanistan.
Mark over there is my uncle. He attended today in place of my father.
Mark, who stood up and bowed to everyone, was holding a picture of the deceased on his chest. That must be Kosuke's father.
I will live gently like my mother and strongly like my father, and protect my beloved family and my land.
Kosuke concluded his speech as a groom with such powerful words of oath. The audience applauded. Mark stood up and clapped, and the entire audience erupted in applause and cheers. I cried for the first time in a while too. And so, Kosuke's wedding ceremony came to a successful end. I caught up with Kosuke as soon as all the attendees had finished seeing him off. Hey, congratulations again, Kosuke. You've grown up.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Stop being so formal. But I didn't know you were half Japanese, Kosuke.
I was quite surprised too when I found out the truth.
Kosuke's mother fell in love with John Taylor, who was studying in Japan at the time. And they had Kosuke. But because of his position, it was difficult for John, who was a student, to identify himself as a father and be with them. Kosuke's mother chose to protect John's position and future by keeping his father's existence a secret from everyone. John returned to the US and became a military man after many twists and turns.
It seems that during training, whenever possible, my father continued to exchange emails with my mother.
He was always concerned about his family in Japan. A fellow soldier told him that, apparently. Thank goodness, Kosuke wasn't an unwanted child.
But because of the flood, my father lost contact with my mother.
And the timing of the flooding coincided with his deployment to Afghanistan. John went to Afghanistan and lost his life there without even being able to confirm his safety. It was John's brother Mark who taught him all of this. Mark traveled back and forth between Japan and the US on business and was very happy to have his Japanese nephew visit.
Well, I was not good at English, so I had a really hard time at first.
Only English? You're not good at studying in general, right?
It's so sharp even to this day.
Kosuke cheerfully cheered up the room, which was in a somber mood. I'm sure this wife will firmly scold you, even if you become a fool again.
Yes, the number of important people I want to protect has increased again. I will work even harder at my job from now on.
After saluting, Kosuke smiled with the same smile as before. I copied him and saluted with a smile in return.
I'm Shinji Suwa. I'm a freshman in high school. I'm the third sibling out of 5 brothers. We're a large family, which is rare nowadays, but we got along well. We played games together, went camping on holidays, and had a pretty good time. But 2 years ago, when my father got sick, it was very difficult. My mother's part-time job alone was not enough to make ends meet. My brothers, who are in university, work part-time, and we managed to make ends meet. I wanted to get a part-time job too, but my high school prohibited it, and there's a possibility you could be expelled if they find out. I could only help my mother with her home job in secret. I can't be selfish in a situation like this. I wore my brother's hand-me-downs to school. But as soon as I entered the school, I got into trouble with some annoying guys because of my uniform.
What's with the uniform? It's so shabby. The M's are falling apart. It's too big. And it doesn't fit at all.
It's my brother's uniform. He was a big guy, so it's just not the right size.
No, even if you have a brother, wouldn't you buy a new one? Wearing used uniforms is something poor people do. Having poor people in me class is a real turn-off.
I know! Tozawa and his cronies who were high on the class caste started making fun of me because of all my clothes and belongings were secondhand. Tozawa in particular seems to be rich.
Poor people make the air quality worse. It smells musty.
He looked at me and laughed blatantly, and it was really unpleasant. I got tired of staying at school for so long, so I started going home immediately after school. I had some places I wanted to go after I got home anyway. After helping my mother's home job and preparing dinner, I'd go to a place if I could find the time. It's an instrument store next door to our house. Good evening, Goshiki-san. I finished preparing dinner. Thanks for having me again.
Oh, Shinji, I've been waiting for you. Well then, let's practice from where we left off yesterday.
I'm learning guitar from Goshiki-san, the owner of Goshiki Store. He was loved us brothers like his own since we were kids.
Music heals the soul. All the bad things at school will blow away when you play the guitar.
Yes, I really like playing the guitar. I want to get better at it, so please train me hard. I hated school, but I managed to get through it with the encouragement of playing guitar after school. Eating alone again today. Well, it's better than eating in the classroom and getting teased. That day, I was eating my lunch at the back of the school building. I'd been eating in the classroom for a while after I entered the school, but Tozawa and the others.
And those leftovers! I'm surprised you don't get a stomachache from eating that.
They would tease me and I got fed up, so I started eating outside. Because of Tozawa and the others' attention to me, the other classmates also kind of avoided me. I wonder if this gloomy student life will continue. Right around the time I was thinking like that.
Suwa, there you are.
What, Ozzy? He suddenly called out to me. I jumped in surprise. Standing there was a gorilla. Or rather, Toya Oz.
He looks like this, but he's a first-year high school student like me. We're in the same class, but I've never spoken to him. What does he want with me? A man who's always rumored to be a scary guy and a potential motorcycle gang leader in the first year of high school. You, after school, lend me your face for a minute. What? I don't have any money. I'm already sick of Tazara and the others picking on me, and now Oz wants to mug me? Or am I gonna get beat up? My life is over. While I was in a panic, Oz raised his eyebrows as if to say, what are you talking about? Who's gonna beg money from a poor guy like you? What? Yeah, you play guitar, right? Oh, I need you to teach me. Apparently, Oz went to Goshiki-san's instrument shop to buy a guitar. He was wearing the same uniform and the same color nameplate as me. So, Goshiki-san, are you Sua's classmate? He asked him. The old man at the store over there said you were good at guitar. He said it would be easier to learn from a classmate and that I should learn from you. Hey, Sua, teach me how to play the guitar, huh? Or whenever you're free. Oh, well, in that case, how about we start practicing together tonight? You sure? Oh, thanks. Yeah. I've never seen O smile before. He looks scary, but maybe he's a good guy. After that, I went with Oz to Goshiki-san's instrument shop, where he lent us used guitars to practice on. That's right, you're getting good. You're a quick learner, Oz. Really? But I'm still not good enough to ask someone out. Ask out? Are you practicing to ask someone out? Keep it a secret from the classmates. Apparently, Oz is in love with an older woman who said,
I like guys who can play the guitar well.
So he decided he wanted to learn to play. Wow, even Oz has that kind of pure and cute side. Huh? I'm not cute. Hey, Sue, stop grinning. Oz, even your ears are red. We got together a few times a week at the riverbank or in the park to practice, and we got to know each other and talked about many things. Oz's family, like ours, has many siblings, and his father is a gambler, so their income is unstable, and they are poor just like us. I'm thinking of working after I graduate from high school to help me mom. I see. I should learn from you and think more about my future. I mean, it's about time you called me by my name. I'll call you Shinji too. What? Is that okay? Then, Tuya. Why are you blushing? Gross! Call me by my last name instead. Why? That day, I was waiting for Toya at the riverside where we were meeting. I felt someone's presence behind me, and when I turned around, oh, it's Sua, the poor shady guy! What are you doing here? Tazawa? What's that, a guitar? Practicing here? Poor people's houses have thin walls, so I'm sure it's a nuisance to the neighbors if he plays at home. Shut up, leave me alone. Huh? Who do you think you're talking to? You've been ignoring us at school lately, haven't you? It's really pissing me off. I'm not ignoring you, I just don't want anything to do with you. That's called ignoring. You must be out of your mind living off our tax and ignoring us. I told you it's not like that. When the mood was right and I was about to get punched in the face if we kept this up. Toya! Toya walks in from the distance with a guitar case on his back. Hey, what do you want with Shinji? Tazara and the others said, why Oz? Apparently he's a Yakuza. Isn't it bad if we get involved with him? And left. I'm glad it didn't turn out to be a big deal, but it was still too early to be relieved. The next day when I went to school, Tazawa and the others approached me smiling. I signed you up for the stage performance at the school musical next month. That's you ignoring us? I signed you up for the guitar performance. You should be thankful. What? You can't just... We'll be dancing too, so let's see who gets more applauses. If you lose, get down on your knees. No, I don't want that. I refused, but they threatened to smash my guitar if I ran away and expose me as a coward online. So I reluctantly decided to accept the challenge. I didn't want to cause my brothers any trouble by getting exposed online. So, Toya, from now on, I want to practice the songs I'm most comfortable playing. I'm sorry, but can we do the song that you wanted to play after the festival? When I told Toya how things went down at the riverbank where we had gathered, he said something unexpected. What a fun challenge that would be! I'll go up on stage with you. What? But... What? Shinji? You don't want to do it with me? No, I thought you didn't like to stand out, so I was just surprised. Well, I don't like it if it's just for the sake of standing out, but this is a competition, right? Well, I guess so. If it's a competition, that's a different story. Besides, it's a good chance to test the results of our practice. Let's test our skills on the guys at school before I have Reika-san listen. If you say so, but Toya would be a force to be reckoned with. Yeah! And so we put more effort into practice, training day after day. And then the day of the festival arrived.
What? Jose?
Sua and Jose are good friends. That's surprising.
When I went on stage, the audience looked at me and I was so nervous that I thought my heart would jump out of my chest. But Toya encouraged me and said, "Don't worry, I'm here." And I grabbed my guitar and prepared myself. At first, everyone was like, "What's up with that dull guy?" and looked down on me, but I practiced a lot with Toya for today. Please listen. When I declared that and started to play,
Wow!
our performance was a roaring success. Gradually, more and more people gathered, and by the end, the auditorium was filled with thunderous applause. Tezawa and the others, on the other hand, had not practiced at all, or perhaps their dance was so poor that the audience said, "What is that?" and some even left. It was obvious who won. You guys, this is the end! Apologize to Shinji. Sorry. Damn it, why does a dull guy like you have O's on your side? That's not fair. Did you say something? Forgive me, I'm sorry! Don't pick on me again, calling me poor. Damn, what's wrong with calling a poor person poor? Why don't you call me that then? You know, my family is pretty poor too. Go ahead, call me names. I'm so sorry, please forgive me. Now that people know that Toya and I are friends, not only Tezawa, but also the other guys stopped making stupid remarks too. Thanks to Tezawa and the others moving away from me, the number of people I could call friends gradually increased, and I was even able to enjoy lunch in the classroom. Well, I'm not used to this kind of thing. Despite saying that, Taya joined in, and now we're close enough to eat lunch together. Oh yeah, the result of Toya's confession, Reika-san, who he adores.
I heard your performance at the festival. It was pretty good.
She told him, and they're going well now. If I give her one more push, maybe she'll go out with me. Don't say one more push. Sorry. But you know, it's thanks to you for teaching me how to play the guitar. Thanks. I have more classmates, including Toya, with whom I get along with, and now I look forward to going to school. At home, we're still poor, but my father's surgery was a success, and he can go to work more days, so the family finances are starting to pick up a little. It's all thanks to Toya. No, it's thanks to Goshiki-san, who taught me how to play the guitar. And with this guitar, someday, I can make my dreams come true if I work hard enough, right? I'll do my best.